Well, we're on the way to check out the basis of the cabin. We're actually out a few weeks back to look at the foundations being dug, but there wasn't a lot to see then. Let's see what work's been done so far today. Well, we're here, so we'll go out to see what they've got done.
At least it's not hot out. Yeah, and at least you guys didn't get too many,
They should have called and got the temp. That should have been done this morning.
He paid the bills, so no more electric.
Okay.
Yeah, it is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, we got your staircase here, man.
Woo!
Yeah.
I mean, first being perfect, it's perfect.
Yep. Well, first steps.
Okay, so we got a stack of plywood right here. With
I don't know. Seems flimsy.
Oh yeah, whatever. Shut up.
Shakes. Yeah, I want a place on a crawl space that absolutely has no shake to it whatsoever. You and your slide.
8 foot, 6 foot, 10, 8.
He wants it like the place at Silver City with like the fun house.
Well, Michael's been in it. It slopes. It's laying. I was trying to recreate this.
You know, to be fair, if you just left your cab, if you had just left your cabin that way with the floor the way it was, it would have been sloping real good.
I wanted to do something different. It ain't mine, so I thought we'd do something different.
You know, if you got a lady friend over, the whole place on shape.
Yeah. Down at the end.
But they store your bug out bag under there.
Okay, he didn't get it all done, so he's not getting his daily bonus.
Oh, I forgot about the daily bonus, man.
The daily bonus, yeah.
I'm gonna get this done
One
today.
piece.
This will be done by the time I leave. I promise.
Talk about getting here
You
just
got here
right,
15 minutes early. I allotted an extra 15 minutes to nail that piece and that piece. And then for once in your life, you got here early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna start doing walk-arounds and kind of point out where windows and walls go. Skylight. Yeah, that'd work great with trees. Just come in one day and there's just a limb just in the middle of or a whole tree.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys hacked that up or somebody finally came out.
No, we did it.
I don't know what the camera just did. Oh well, anyway, measuring range as they finish up their last board. They really want that daily bonus.
Now, I mean, one thing to consider. Were you more interested in building a little pavilion or in shooting off the deck?
Really want to build a freestanding structure, but I want the deck as a backup, either when it's too hot, too cold, rainy,
Sure.
crummy. The deck's more of the secondary, or just test firing. Like if we need to, hey, we're going to work on a gun, run around through it, see if it works,
Right.
come back in. But if we're going to be out there like shooting, I'd rather have a more dedicated pavilion. Nothing fancy, just a little framed area.
Sure.
Couple of shooting.
Ideally, where does that go?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Right here, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably maybe wait till
Kinda
spring.
Between the trees, kind
Centered up between these four.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Before,
Yeah.
whenever he was telling me that.
Yeah, nothing
That's a good
fancy, just
spot.
kind of a frame with maybe a tin roof on it and call it
Well,
good.
I mean, the reason I was asking is you guys had discussed sort of where you wanted wraparound porch to go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's already, we've already
Yeah, it
got
goes
that.
right here. Right here, all the way here.
So this is where the wraparound's going to begin right here?
Yeah, halfway, that's the middle, and then around like this. Now, did you decide if you wanted to do a roof over the whole east
All
side
right,
or not?
yeah, why don't we go ahead and start the walk around and kind of go through some thoughts and go from there. Alrighty, I think we got it all walked out here. It's trying to decide if it is or is not raining. It really can't make up its mind. I thought it was about to, and then it stopped. No skylights.
It would freaking start
Yeah,
raining.
just started raining. At least it waited till we got done.
Well, I wanted them to get down to mine up there before it started raining.
Well, they can work in the rain. Singing in the rain. Of course, the way it's been today, it could stop in 5 minutes.
I know it.
Well, I brought a couple of pistols out to shoot if we had time. Justin wanted to try out, so figured while we were here, wasn't counting on it, but I thought if we had time. My hair is wet.
Yeah,
Ah, well, at least it's not cold.
that's true.
Actually, it's
In the
a
50s.
lot warmer than it was last time we were out here. Yeah, I was going to record with how the work they had done out here last time, but really it was just a couple of, 4 or 5 holes in the ground at that point.
Yeah.
They were just about to concrete it. Not bad for, what, 2 weeks?
I don't
Yeah.
suppose you got a 4-way tire wrench in your truck that I can borrow.
I do in my Yukon. Actually.
And 5 minutes later, the rain has already stopped again. Make up your mind, weather. Make up your mind. Hey, could have just made the storage building a cabin. Might be a little bit chilly. Seems solid enough, though. Mission partially accomplished. We got to do the walkthrough, but no time for shooting today. Weather is Plus, we need to get back into town. But talk more about it. Get back to the porch swing. All right, made it back. I kind of like winter as a season, but it gets dark so early, so it kind of truncates daylight. And we'd really hoped to get a little shooting done, but the rain was spitting, and then we realized that one of J-Ro's tires was balding faster than expected, and being out on the mountain roads, we decided instead of shooting for an hour and then maybe having dinner with my brother, we would just get back here in time before daylight was totally gone, plus get him to the tire shop. So he just dropped me off in a hurry and went to the tire shop and successfully made it there and is getting his tires replaced. So we drove home and fully anticipating having a blowout, but maybe Christmas luck smiled upon us, and we didn't. So I guess all's well that ends well, even if we had to cut short our plans for today. At least the main reason for heading down to kind of do a virtual walkthrough on the boards with the contractor was successful. We laid out where exactly the walls were going to go, which is pretty already well kind of determined, and kind of where things in the kitchen, refrigerator, sink, stove would go, and windows, that was kind of an important thing, doors. And we got all that done. And so, yeah, the next step is he's gonna start doing the walls and start getting the bits for the roof done. Of course, Christmas, gonna put a little bit of a delay. In fact, tomorrow is supposed to be rain here, so that'll probably be all he'll do until after Christmas. But he says he'll be back out there on December 26th. I told him if he needed to take a few days off for the holiday, that's fine, but I think he'd just as soon get it done. Our goal, such as it is to be in the dry by the end of January. So the 4 walls up, some interior stuff, and then of course a roof on. And that's because around here, February tends to be the worst month. So if we can get it in the dry by February, then he can work with some space heaters inside doing whatever. And so, yeah, it seems like making some pretty good progress. Like I said, we were out there a couple of weeks ago, and he just had the footings dug and was kind of in the middle of pouring concrete for the foundation and for the posts. I wanted to do it on a crawl space versus a slab, because even though that ground out there is relatively flat, even if you look at one edge versus the other, there's a good 1.5 foot difference. And I didn't want to have a slab elevated. Plus, it gives room for ductwork and plumbing access going underneath. I don't know, call it intuition. Building on a slab versus building on a crawl space, there's pros and cons. Plus, I just kind of liked the idea of having a place a little bit off the ground, So it is a little bit of, walking upstairs to it. And J-Ro used cider to see, and we figured out that we can easily shoot at 50 to 60 yards and shooting more uphill up to 100 yards. so that's good to know. We need to kind of revisit that in the spring when everything's leafing out. We might have to take down just a couple of small trees, but that's all right. I'm just trying to keep any big tree from getting knocked down, but that's something we can kick that can down the road. But for now, we've worked out where everything's going to go in the structure. We've worked out where the deck's going to start and stop. I'm like anything else having to do this a bit on a budget. Originally, we were going to do roughly like a 30 by 30 foot structure plus a porch, a roughly 8 foot wide porch. We scaled that back to 30 by 24 plus an 8 foot porch on one full side running 30, and then kind of running half of another side, so left roughly 12. And the reason I'm doing it this way, money, but we're also doing it where the south side can easily have another room added on in the future. Yes, it'd save a little money to do everything at once, I know, but yeah, we're talking costs. And so the plan is for now to finish it up, porch and cabin with two bedrooms and kind of a living room / dining room combined area, and then a small kitchen. And then in a year or two, maybe 3, add on a bit of a reading room, kind of a den room that you step down into that's more of like a sunroom on the south side, and that'll take it over 1,000. Right now we're at about 750 square feet internal, which for our little cabin is fine, but then we'll have a nice big porch covered, and then after we add on the room on the south side, it'll be around 11, maybe 1,200 square feet. So small house size, your average house is around 1,600, but this is a cabin, and really the cabins are just to kind of shave and shit and shower in and sleep and then cook. But even then, the whole point of being out there is kind of being in the outdoors, including shooting. And we are making it where you can shoot off the northern deck as a kind of backup, but the idea is to really shoot out. We're going to build a freestanding structure, nothing fancy, in the yard to shoot directly up the mountain. And of course our backstop will be literally the mountain itself. And don't worry, the mountain is not public property. It's actually still all owned by us, so no one should be on that mountain, and certainly no one should be out there like LARPing around steel targets, which we do plan to set up at a few different distances, 20, 25 yards, 50 yards, 100 yards, pretty much leave it all permanent. And I showed you there that little Conex storage container. I think I'm going to keep that. It's on rent right now, but it's kind of you can buy it if you want. And I think that'd make a good storage building, because for what they cost, you couldn't really build a wooden structure. So that'll be a good barn area. So the next step is need to dig a well and make a little well house. Go from there. But I feel like after over 2 years of waiting on people, at least we literally have a start. If nothing else, it's a good dance platform. You could definitely have some hoedowns, and when people got too drunk, they just kind of naturally fall off the sides, right? But yeah, just wanted to take you out there while we were looking it over. I'll update as construction continues throughout 2024.